There is only one life. There There is only God's life, and this life is my life now. This life is my life now. My life now. There is only one life. There is only God's life, and this life is your life now. This life is your life now. Your life now. There is only one life. There is only God's life, and this life is our life now. This life is our life now. Our life now. Our life now. There is only one life. Our life now. There is only God's life. Our life now. There is only one life. Our life now. There is only God's life. There is only God's life. There is only God's
When my hands were emptied, when my hope was gone, I couldn't help but wonder what had I done wrong. But even though my heart was broken, there was no need to despair, 'cause a vessel must be open to put something better there. Oh yeah. Into my empty hands, gently you poured new life for me. Yours is a perfect plan. The ups and the downs were meant to be. Now I understand you needed my empty hands. So forgive me when I doubted, I admit sometimes I do, or consider giving up, 'cause I cannot see the truth. I know I'll never go without it. Your deep and abiding love, oh love, into my empty hands. Gently you pour new life for me. Yours is a perfect plan. The ups and the downs were meant to be. Now I understand you needed my empty hands. Gently you pour new life for me. Yours is a perfect plan. The ups and the downs were meant to be. And I cannot help but cry to think of the gifts you've given me. Now I understand you needed my empty hands. Oh, thank you for my thank you for my thank you for my empty hands.
Everything beneath the sun breathes like a harmonium. Pure perfection has begun, shining like a midnight sun. Out of darkness I have come. I see God in everyone. Let me be an instrument, guided by an heaven sent. May these grapes of pain ferment, alchemize to love's content, ever be a sacrament, knowing God is my intent. God, let me know your name. Hold me in the same breath as your word. God, I feel you all around. Oh, how you astound me with your grace. like a thundercloud. Let me live my love out loud, standing for mankind and proud, baptized in a holy shroud. Peace be still and know me now. God is in all I have found. God, let me know your name. Hold me in the same breath as your word. Oh God, I feel you all around. Oh, how you astound me with your grace. God, let me know your name. Hold me in the same breath as your word. God, oh, how you astound me with your praise. God in everyone, spinning like a prayer field, turning like Ezekiel's wheels, nothing like a kiss seals the spirit I've become. Knowing what I'm here for, rolling on the distant shore, flowing from the infinite, God in everyone. Out of darkness I have come. I see God in everyone.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, and I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day. You've got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I really and I let it go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife.
Well, good morning, beloveds, and good morning. Oh, Mark Shoup is here too. Good morning, Mark. I'm going to type hi, Mark. Good morning, everyone, and what a week we've had here in the United States of America. All I want to say about what's been going on this week is that we as a people and we as a nation are stronger than events out here in the world of form. As we're going to discuss later, we are not people with consciousness. We are consciousness shaped like people. And if you want to continue to follow the pundits and stories and everything about what's happened this week, there's plenty of news outlets. You know, there's Fox and MSNBC and CNN and, you know, you can Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. But this morning, we're talking about us and spirit and life. And we're going to focus entirely on the work at hand, which is strengthening our relationship with God and strengthening our relationship with each other. And so join me in prayer. I'll put a little bit of Donna Michael music up here. Let's see. There it is. And let's take a breath. And let's go into prayer. And right now I invite each of us to center ourselves in the conscious knowing and understanding that God is all there is. And that God is expressing itself through and as each of us. One life. That life is God. That life is my life and the life of each of us. We are not separate. We cannot be separate. This life is a perfect life and unfolding perfectly, and it inhabits every atom, molecule, corner, area of the entire universal experience we call the cosmos. It is our life. It is the fabric of our life. It is good. It is love. It is kindness. It indwells us and surrounds us and supports us and is us, and we are it. We are its hands and eyes and ears doing its work here on planet Earth, here in the cosmos. So I speak my word of blessing today for our service and all who participate in it live or after the fact. I bless our community, our beloved community, the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, and all who are active members, all of our families, all of our visitors, anyone who shows up today. I know that right where we are, God is doing its work as good, and that each of us has a choice about what we think and what we believe and what we stand for. I personally choose to call this power God. I choose to recognize it as good, as love, as kindness, as peace. And I choose those qualities of the divine in and as my life and in and as this service right now. So knowing that all is well and that we gather together in love and peace, I gratefully release my word into the action of this law, which we know is lovingly impersonal and mechanically accurate and does the bidding of our conscious thought and belief all the time and right now in this moment as we declare peace and love is who we are and what we are. So knowing that all is well, I let it be and I let it go, and as I release it and know that it is done, together we affirm this blessing by saying, and so it is, and so it is. So good morning, and welcome back to our Sunday service. I want to take a moment, Frank. I know that our grounds and maintenance committee and crew spent some time yesterday at the center, including Frank and Judy St. Clair, and Julie and Fred Wilbanks, Emily Caruth, Don Simmons, Richard Fox. I want to thank you guys for continuing to take such beautiful care of our center. And as Charles said, where is the chat window here? Charles said a few minutes ago, he said, thanks to Frank and Lori and Judy for being at the center. It's nice to know that our physical center is still part of our Sunday service each week. And that is such a blessing. That's our spiritual home, which is why I choose to put a picture of our center behind me on a weekly basis, because I just love being in this room. I mean, I'm in my studio at home, but I love being in this room. I love being, from the very moment that I first walked into that room, Mother's Day of 2016, I knew that it was a place that community and spirit inhabits. And so, yes, thank you to our practitioner team for weekly broadcasting from our center. And where is my sound levels window? There it is. Good. So I want to take us now into our centering Ho'oponopono. Oh, Clay was there too? Clay Baylor was there yesterday too. Okay, good. Thank you, Dawn, for letting me know. I did not see Clay on the email that went out, on the text that went out. So thank you, Clay, for helping out yesterday. And thank you, Dawn, for reminding me that Clay helped out yesterday. Let's take a couple of minutes now and go into our Ho'oponopono practice. I certainly think that the events of this week were shook me up. And I spent an awful lot of time this week in prayer. You know, prayer, the time, the process, and the method that I use for changing my thought, you know, clearing my thought of negation, doubt, and fear, and reminding myself of the ever-presence of spirit. And so I spent quite a bit of time in prayer this week with myself and with others who, you know, contacted me, and not just from our community, but I was in prayer with a lot of ministers this week too. Our Ho'oponopono practice, which comes from the Hawaiian, our you know, forgiveness and reconciliation prayer, says, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Let's say that together. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And let's listen to Reverend Karen. Reverend Karen, by the way, is doing music for the North Hollywood Church of Religious Science service this morning, or services. Maybe they have two services. And so she's not joining us today because she's doing music for their service today. It was one of the very few things that was still on her book for 2021, because she's mostly with us now every week. So send our blessings to Reverend Karen. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Let's listen to Reverend Karen's Ho'oponopono chant.
I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
Let's go right to our Dr. Holmes promises. Let's assure our souls right now by singing I Remember Who I Am.
1, 2, 3.
I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. We are life, we are light, we are love. We are joy, we are peace, we are wisdom. And beautiful harmony. We are pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit and who we are. His pure spirit and who we are. His pure spirit.
Okay, I'm going to go back and do this again because each of these scenes, these slides, normally this is Reverend Karen's part and I have it set up so that her microphone is on. So hold on, let me go do this again. There. I keep the promise that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention to daily speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul. Too many buttons to push in here. So let's go right to our community affirmation. This part, I know the microphone is turned on. Let's say this together. I believe in one power, one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. I believe that spirit expresses through me and is the unity of all life. I believe that the kingdom of heaven is within, and that we experience this kingdom to the degree that we become conscious of it. I believe that all thought is creative and that how I choose to think creates my personal experience. And I believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. I believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. I've said this at pretty much every service in the 17 years that I've been doing regular Sunday service, and it never fails to touch me and move me I want to remind all of us at the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living that we are part of a much larger organization, Centers for Spiritual Living, which is an open and affirming community. All are welcome here and always has been. And that our individualized High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, we are a radically inclusive and mindfully non-racist spiritual community. All are lovingly welcomed here. Our office hours this week are 9 to 1 Monday, 9 to 4 Tuesday, 9 to 12 Wednesday, and 10 to 3 Thursday. I also want to remind you that we have our general meeting coming up at the end of the month on the 31st. And our board, we have 2 seats open on our board, and we have 4 people running for those 2 seats, all well qualified in alphabetical order: Emily Caruth, Richard Fox, Joan Phelps, and Clay Reynolds. Next week, I'm going to show you guys a little 1 or 2 minute interview clip with each of them as part of our service, so you can get to know who they are if you already do. They all do incredible service at our center. They all consciously contribute to our center, and they all participate in many different ways. Clay, of course, is a practitioner. Joan has run our Sunday morning services for many, many years and done a lot of service. Richard Fox helps out in any way that he can all over the place and participates in our music ministry. And, of course, Emily Caruth also helps out all over the place and participates in our music ministry. In fact, she's doing our special music today. So I'll show you those videos next week as part of our service, so you can get a little more intimate picture in who's running for the 2 open board seats. And now I'm going to bring in Lori, who is our practitioner today. Are you there, Lori?
Yes, I am.
Oh, good. I can hear you. Okay, good. So Lori is going to do our affirmation and our flames of faith. So Lori, take it away.
All right. Now I will speak the affirmation once on my own, and then you will join me 2 more times. Today, I recognize that I am forever one with all life. Please join me. Today, I recognize that I am forever one with all life. One more time. Today, I recognize that I am forever one with all life. And now it's time to do the flames of faith. We perform this ceremony on Sunday to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all beings, come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the 4 noble truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle honoring all forms of new thought, the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principle. We light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome here. And we light the healing candle. Please place into the light names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of Spirit's eternal love. And now I invite you to close your eyes if it is safe to do so. And if you could at this time, take a deep breath. There is one divine creative power. One. It is the allness, the stillness, the ever-present peace, serenity, and balance of the universe. I speak my word in the first person so that you may embody these words as your own. I am one with all the power there is. I am one with all the peace there is. I recognize the drama of life is outside of me, that inside is pure and perfect spirit. I have an expectancy of truth and goodness. Spirit in me is always triumphant. There is always a place of calm at the center of my being. The divine in me is singing its song of life, and I listen. I open my awareness fully to receive all God's great gifts now. And with a deeply grateful heart, I give thanks. Grateful for this center, my spiritual family, and all who support this center. Bookstore, office, grounds people. I am knowing that they are blessed and blessing. They are a gift to us. And I bless our core council, consciousness of reality evolving. I bless our practitioners who are here to serve and are kind and gentle in their service. I bless Reverend Karen. I'm grateful for all that she does. She is such a blessing. And let us bless Reverend Doug and his message today. Let it lift you up. Let it guide you, support you, each and every day, each and every moment. And I simply release this word. It is love in action. It is God in action. And I know this to be so. And together we say, and so it is. Namaste.
Thanks, Lori. That was beautiful. That was very touching and beautiful. Thank you.
Lovely.
I'll see you afterwards. Okay. I'm going to go back for just 1 second before I play this video. I just want to say that Emily and I and Reverend Karen had been talking about Emily doing this song like way before the holidays, and then we just all got caught up in so much of what was going on with the holidays and the end of the year and everything. And I don't know, last week I just started singing this song around the house, and I remembered that Emily had wanted to do it. So I called her up on Monday or Tuesday morning and I said, can we have it for this week? I think it would go great. That was even before Wednesday. And she said, sure, I'll do it. And I think it turned out great. So here's Emily Carruth and James Taylor's Secret of Life.
Oh, the secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. Any fool can do it. There ain't nothing to it. And nobody knows how we got to the top of the hill. But since we're on our way down, we might as well enjoy the ride. The secret of love is in opening up your heart. It's okay to feel afraid, but don't let that stand in your way. 'Cause everyone knows that love is the only road. And since we're only here for a while, we might as well show some style. Give us a smile, isn't it a lovely ride? Sliding down, gliding down. Try not to try too hard, it's just a lovely ride. Now the thing about time is that time is really real. It's just your point of view. How does it feel for you? Einstein said he could never understand it all. Planets are spinning through space. The smile upon your face. Welcome to the human race. Some kind of lovely ride. I'll be sliding down, gliding down. Try not to try too hard. It's just a lovely ride. Isn't it a lovely ride? I'll be sliding down, gliding down. Try not to try too hard. It's just a lovely ride. Oh, the secret of life is enjoying the passage of time.
I think for Emily, we have scientifically proven that the secret of life is singing. I mean, just the joy on her face as she sang that for us, told us that story. So thank you, Emily. That was just gorgeous, just beautiful. The secret of life. You know, it's a journey. Life is a journey. We are on this journey. There is no destination. The journey itself is the destination. And of course, James Taylor is giving us his thoughts on what it takes to have a happy and successful life. And he says the secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. Any fool can do it. There ain't nothing to it. And the secret of love is in opening up your heart. It's okay to feel afraid. Just don't let that stand in your way, because anyone knows that love is the only road. Every week in our community affirmation, which I just love, you know, which of course is taken from Dr. Holmes's Declaration of Principle, we say every single week, I believe that the ultimate goal of life to be a complete emancipation from discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. And this is really a central idea of the work that we're always doing. And if I go back to the lyrics, and by the way, the votes are coming in, Emily. Beautiful Emily, missed seeing and hearing you. Very nice. Lovely Emily. Beautiful Emily. Beautiful. Excellent. Good job. If I go back to those lyrics, you know, the secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. And that's what we're doing all the time when we are doing our, you know, our spiritual mind treatment, our affirmation, our prayer, and our meditation is we're refocusing on enjoying the passage of time. We're refocusing on, you know, knowing that the ultimate goal is our emancipation from discord of every nature, this is really the central idea that we're always doing in our spiritual practice. We're removing, discord from our experience. We're always working on changing our thinking so that we can change our life experience. We're emancipating ourselves from discord of every nature. And that, of course, means removing stress and pain and conflict from every area of our life. And our best tools for that are our meditation, spiritual mind treatment, the time that we spend in conscious contact, remembering that God loves us and that God's love is expressed to us and through us and as us as our ability to create our experience, our ability to change our thinking, to the choice, the volition that we have to change our thinking. Dr. Holmes teaches us that what we're doing when we focus on God through our use of spiritual mind treatment is we're taking the time and the process and the method necessary to the changing of our thought. Treatment is clearing our thought of negation, of doubt and fear, and causing it to perceive the ever-presence of Spirit, of God. All of our spiritual work is really about clearing out our fear, our negation, our doubt, and reminding us that God is all there is. Reminding us that we live in a universe in which God is all. We're going to talk about that in a minute, too. Our January 2021 theme for the whole month is Timeless Wisdom, Evolutionary Vision. So looking back at where we come from and using what we glean from where we come from to look forward to what we can do with the teaching that Dr. Holmes has brought us. This week we're saying our theme is Grounded Beyond the Beginning. Grounded beyond the beginning. Not just looking back at where we come from, but grounding ourselves in that so that we can look forward. And so all this month we're exploring the ancient sacred wisdom that Science of Mind draws upon from humanity's sacred texts, including the Bible, which includes both the Old Testament, the Torah, from the Hebrew Torah, which is the Old Testament, and the New Testament, the Testament of Jesus, the Islamic Quran, the Hindu Vedas, the Tao Te Ching from China, the Baha'i Prayer Book, the Bhagavad Gita. There's Dr. Holmes often said he didn't invent anything new. He drew from all of these sacred texts and synthesized universal truth into an easily understood and practical teaching. And we can really appreciate the wisdom that Dr. Holmes has gleaned from all of these world faiths and philosophies, and then use that as our ground zero to move forward as a people in our collective and individual consciousness. We say that we stand on the shoulders of the giants of consciousness studies. And because we stand on their shoulders, we have a vantage point to see far into the distance to new horizons. We stand on the shoulders of giants of consciousness studies. And this week we are looking at the foundational principles upon which our spiritual philosophy is based and built, and honoring all of those spiritual paths as the stepping stones to newer and deeper levels of consciousness and awareness. So let's delve into what we're going to talk about this week, which is the one deep truth behind all of these teachings, and that is that all is one and always has been. All is one and always has been. I grew up in Judaism, and the central prayer of Judaism, called the watchword of the faith, is, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord is one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu." Hear, O Israel, the Lord is one. Last week we began talking about this theme, this evolutionary vision, timeless wisdom, in which we envision all people, all beings, and all life as individualizations of the one creative power in the universe, which I choose to call God. I know some people find that word God is a hot word for them, and they prefer any number of other ways of talking about this evolutionary impulse. But I do like God. I mean, and it's not just because I grew up in Judaism where the word God was used a lot. I don't have a problem with the word God. I believe, obviously, I'm a professional minister, right? I believe in God. And I don't come from a family of origin experience where God was a dirty word. I know some people do. And that's, and it doesn't matter what you call it, but what we're doing is we are envisioning a world where every person has a choice about this. Every person can choose to live in alignment with his or her highest spiritual principle, whatever they want to call it, however they want to envision it, but where each of us gets to be consciously aware of and emphasizing our unity with God on a daily basis and consciously staying in connection with each other too, because if we recognize that all is one, we are one with each other, and we envision a world where everyone is connected. It's not just about consciously being aware of our relationship with God, but consciously being in relationship with everyone too, and understanding that each of us is completely at choice about how we use our God-given birthright of creativity to express. We envision a world in which everyone, individually and collectively, are responding to a deep call into a higher state of consciousness and action too, encouraging all people to live from love, from kindness, from peace and joy and happiness, and answer a deeper call to take time every day to consciously align with our good and consciously align with each other, But first, we have to recognize that there is only one infinite reality, and that is all is one and always has been. And as I said earlier, all the different traditions of the world have called it many different names, including but not limited to God, life, universal spirit, I am, infinite intelligence, first cause, and even, as Dr. Holmes likes to say, the thing itself, the Messiah, love, purifier, Jehovah, Emmanuel, eternal God, hope. I'm looking at all these. Light of the world, Jesus Christ, our Passover lamb, everlasting Father, deliverer. Our entire teaching can be summed up in Dr. Holmes's Principle in Being, where he says that all of these ideas are the one thing. The Principle of Being says God is all there is. And we live in a cause and effect universe where what we think and what we believe has a direct influence on what we experience. God is all there is, and it is the evolutionary impulse of creativity, love, infinite caring, infinite compassion, but its nature is creative. And its nature is our nature, and so our nature is creative. What we think and what we believe has a direct influence on what we experience. That is the fundamental core of our relationship with God. And Dr. Holmes wrote a cute little book called What Religious Science Teaches. It's actually, I think, was taken from a bunch of articles from Science of Mind magazine over the years and republished, but it says, religious science, that's our faith, that's our philosophy, religious science is the result of the best thought of the ages, taking the best from all sources. Religious science has access to the highest enlightenment of the ages. Religious science reads every person's Bible and gleans the truths contained therein. It studies all people's thought and draws from each that which is true, without criticism, without judgment, but by true discrimination. That which is true and provable may be discovered and put to practical use. All of these sacred texts are valid, valuable, truthful, and express the love and creativity of the divine. All of these sacred texts from all of these spiritual traditions recognize that spirit is one and that our life is one with the divine. The one Spirit is a unity that includes everything, includes all of us, and to which nothing can be added or removed. When we look at events like this week, and we can use our spiritual tools to remind ourselves that no matter what's happening out here, no matter what we're observing in the world, somehow it is unfolding for our highest good and as our highest good, and ultimately that highest good will be revealed to us. Ultimately may not be tomorrow. I love that quote from John Lennon, everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. And I like to put yet, into that sentence. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay yet, it's not the end yet, right? We recognize that all people and all life on planet Earth is an individualization of the divine. And we also do observe these man-made experiences that are happening here on planet Earth. And the experiences of social inequities and racial injustice and the feelings of disenfranchisement that people feel, we recognize that these are real and they're valid and they're part of the human part of our experience. And we recognize that there are still many people using their power of choice to believe in things that are not in alignment with our good, racial superiority and inequality, anarchistic behavior that's not in alignment with our spiritual and universal principles. Just this past week, we saw what can happen when these ideas that are not peaceful and not in alignment with our highest good are allowed to be expressed unchecked. Our evolutionary vision is for humanity that recognizes a world of one people, one world, one love. That means that we're consciously thinking about unity. We're consciously thinking about loving each other. We're consciously thinking about being kind, being of service, being servants. And what we have to do on a daily basis, I get emotional. What we have to do on a daily basis is be spiritually grounded by taking time to be inspired by God. Elizabeth says, I share this often. It is always appreciated, a real eye-opener. We need to be reminded. I know I do. Me too. That's why I do spiritual practice every single day without fail. It's hard enough to stay spiritually centered with everything that's going on around us on planet Earth without doing this. Taking some quiet, now it doesn't have to be near a glacier in the north, but I mean something somewhere of taking time to just go, okay, God, okay, Doug. We are one, all is well. And I love to use our spiritual mind treatment because it's a format that works for me to take me from point A to point Z, through the time, the process, and the method that I need to clear negation, doubt, and fear from my thinking process. And that often the negation, doubt, and fear are shown, influenced to me often by things that I see. So when I see things, hear things, view things, experience things out in the world, and they tap into an old fear, an old insecurity, an old idea that I have where I'm separate from God, the idea of our spiritual practice is to recognize the negation, doubt, and fear and get rid of it from my conscious thinking and replace that negation, doubt, and fear with a clear picture that God is all there is. The ever-presence of Spirit. We have to be so convinced of this reality of our oneness that it becomes so well established in our conscious thinking that all of our actions and all of our reactions and our responses come from love and unity and kindness. Are we good at it all the time? Apparently, absolutely not. And that goes for me too. Don't put me up on a pedestal. I'm just the fact that it says Reverend in front of my name just means that I've been either studying this longer than you or that I consciously made a choice to teach this as a profession and as a calling, right? So don't put me up on a pedestal. I'm working this out on a daily basis just like you. But I am committed to daily spiritual practice every single day. I read my Science of Mind magazine. I read my Science of Mind textbook or some other. I pray and I meditate every single day. And prayer, there are days when I'm praying 20 times during the day where I'm just stopping and saying, no, I'm not going to think these thoughts. I'm going back to the ever-presence of Spirit. The ever-presence of Spirit. We are all one with this power. We are all one with the divine. Watch this video from Jim Carrey.
We are absolutely connected. It's like, there's no question about it to me. There's no separation. That's been physically proven by science. I think everybody's looking for something that they already have.
I think the reason that we don't notice it is because we are so distracted by the human levels of our experience. You might not actually be what you think you are.
The fact that we're already enlightened, we're already complete, and it's just realizing that you're complete. So everything we do to each other, or everything we see in each other, is us seeing ourselves.
And yet the one thing that remains is this feeling of existence. I'm not a human being that has consciousness. I'm consciousness that is shaped into a human being. All of us are energy. A human being is a very complex pattern of energy. I always have been that energy, and I always will be that energy. I know this conceptually. Why don't we feel it? And just like an ocean is water in motion, we can call a certain part of that ocean a wave, but it gives us the illusion that the wave is a separate entity in the ocean. But a wave is not in the ocean, a wave is the ocean. And similarly, we might not be waves. Maybe we're the ocean. Maybe all of us are energy, and we can realize that directly. All suffering is based on the illusory separation that there's an individual in the environment, that there's a person that has to survive, that this specific collection of 1,000 trillion atoms has to hold itself together. But if I realize directly that I am energy, and I realize that the body and the mind are a temporary manifestation of that energy, then I can fully accept the death of the body and mind as something that does not happen to me, because I was always energy and I always will be.
Ego tries to convince us we need to get something, this immortality, that we already possess. Ego is the voice in your head that says you're not as good as that other person. Maybe you need to do something else to make yourself better, to add to yourself. And that's what it constantly is doing. It's trying to keep you from being you and me right now, loving this and loving this life. Once you realize you're complete, then this life and everything in it becomes a play of form, something to toy with and play with and make something good out of, and it really isn't to be worried about. It's to have fun with. Everyone is looking for God, and everyone is God, and that everyone is it. It's just now, what do you want to do? And once you realize that, then there's nothing you need. It's just play. Nothing you do is going to add anything to you.
Right.
And nothing you do is going to take anything away from you. So there really is nothing to do except play.
And so the only moment that mattered to us was right now. I think this experience is so important and powerful that every religious tradition at its core has been trying to convince us of its importance. And if it's true, If the true end of all human psychological suffering is actually possible, it is the most important thing science could be studying. Maybe it's possible that within our lifetimes we could actually eradicate human suffering. And what would the world look like then if every single one of us felt complete, felt whole, and felt interconnected? When you let go of individual survival, all of your priorities change because you actually see the entire world as your body. You see the suffering of others as your own suffering, and you want to help. Maybe the one thing that keeps us from actually solving all of the other problems in the world is this persistent, flawed thought that we are separate from the world. And maybe it's time we change our minds.
We are not humans that have consciousness. We are consciousness shaped into human beings. That is so good. Oh, Reverend Karen just joined us this morning. Yes. We are not humans that have consciousness. We are consciousness shaped into human beings. And everyone is looking for God, and everyone is God. So we're looking for ourselves. Susie said, wow. Yes, wow, right? Albert Einstein wrote, "A person experiences life as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of consciousness. Our task has to be to free ourselves from this self-imposed prison, and through compassion, to find the reality of oneness." This is why I do spiritual practice every single day without fail. Just like I brush my teeth every single day without fail. And drink water every single day without fail. Karen says, what we are looking for, we are looking with. Exactly. Why is it so hard? I mean, I can tell you guys, I see the difference between people who do spiritual practice every day and people who don't do spiritual practice every day. It's, you know, I've been on the pulpit for 17 years, from Christmas Eve 2003 through to now. And so I've been actively involved in this teaching as a teacher for 17 years, and I've been involved in it for 30 years, but on the pulpit and part of this teaching as a teacher and participant in Sunday service for 17 years. And it is absolutely crystal clear the difference of life quality between those of us who do spiritual practice every single day and those of us who kind of do it a little bit. You know, why is it so hard? And what tools can we use today, right in this moment, to make this connection of oneness with Spirit, with our world, and with each other? Well, take a look at this.
You know, it's hard for many people to embrace the idea of oneness when it feels like the country and the world is more fractured than ever.
And yet, look at our understanding of the ecosystem. It is one ecosystem. We are all part of one world in a way that was inconceivable in my parents' generation. And for me, the internet is a very precious symbol of that. We've been given this tool of oneness. People in a cyber cafe in Tajikistan, somewhere in a room in Manhattan, they're all connected together, part of this worldwide web of interrelationships. That to me is oneness at work. Oneness is not an idea. Oneness is a life force. Oneness is the life force of the planet, trying to break through this hierarchical structures that are killing it. And I have a passionate belief in oneness, not just as a mystic. I know what oneness is like within the heart and within life, but as a practical tool We have to live according to oneness.
You know, it's so fascinating that you're saying this to me, because I often I've thought this but haven't been able to articulate what you just said. As I'm watching myself and others on our Blackberries and our iPads and iPods and everything. And I also think about it every time I pick up the phone. I have a school in South Africa. You can hit 11 digits and suddenly you're speaking to Africa. Or you can hit FaceTime on your iPad and you're face to face with someone in another world. What is that?
This is life reconnecting itself according to oneness. It is the organic nature of life that needs us to participate.
Yes, but we call it technology, and in the name of technology, we lose what it really is.
That is, for me, the tragedy.
Yes.
We've lost its sacred nature.
Yes.
We don't realize that it's a gift given to us to help us to wake up, to help us to realize we are one planet, we are one race, we are one lot of human beings. And we have to make this step in our evolution, otherwise I think the planet will die. And to me, being present in this world at this time requires a consciousness of oneness to help the world, to help each other, so we can redeem this world.
In the beginning of our cosmos, the Big Bang, right, when Spirit first declared, I am, 13.8 billion years ago, this unity of life was set into motion. And as Llewellyn Vaughan was saying, you know, technology and our ability to use technology to have an outward experience of this unity is an extension of this I am. It's an extension of the human mind, the creativity, that you know, evolutionary impulse of creativity, the wisdom, the intelligence. Our human idea of unity, I think, has to be expressed in two truths, two truisms. One, of course, is our unity with God, and the second, of course, is our unity with each other. Our unity with God without our unity with each other is only half the job, because our unity with God, we live on this planet, this life of experience here on planet Earth with each other. And so peace and love and kindness as an outpicturing of our consciousness studies of unity, you know, this whole idea that God is the evolutionary impulse. I love Deepak, you know, I love the name God, the word God, and I love Deepak Chopra's description of it as the evolutionary impulse. Creation is defined as the giving of form to the substance of the mind, just like Spirit did when it declared, I am. This is a thought, I am, and that thought was so powerful that it created all of this. And since we're all made in the metaphysical likeness of Spirit, and we create in exactly the same way that Spirit does, by using the power of our word and declaring it in our affirmative prayer on a daily basis, our spiritual mind treatment, again, taking that time, the process and the method necessary to changing our thought, treatment is clearing our thought of negation, doubt, and fear, and causing it to perceive the ever-presence of God. If you can do this without taking daily spiritual practice, then you're better at it than me, because I can't do this without taking daily time to do spiritual practice. Does anyone know who that was speaking with Oprah? Yeah, that was Llewellyn Vaughan. Llewellyn Vaughan, a mystic, Sufi mystic. If you can do this, if you can clear your thought of negation, doubt, and fear without taking spiritual time, then good for you. I can't do that. You know, to me, this is how we ground ourselves in divine truth and work toward a world that works for everyone. You know, our message for today is that all is one and always has been, and the tool that we use to remember that all is one and always has been is our spiritual mind treatment. The time, the process, and the method necessary to the changing of our thought, clearing our thought of negation, of doubt and fear, and causing it to perceive the ever-presence of Spirit, reminding us that God in each of us, as each of us, is each of us. So let's take a moment and close this time with prayer. I invite you all to join me in prayer. I'm going to turn that down. Let's take a time to breathe. Breathe into this work for this week. We have had a week where there has been a lot of vitriolic upset on so many different human levels. But God is love, and God is peace, and God is kindness. So let's take this time to rid ourselves consciously of negation, doubt, and fear, and remind ourselves of the ever-presence of Spirit and that we are all one. I bless the time that we've had together today, reminding ourselves that all is one and always has been. I bless the time between this moment and our service next Sunday, where each of us in our spiritual community has the opportunity to consciously align ourselves with our good and with each other in love, in kindness, in friendship and fellowship, in community, and remind ourselves that what happens out there in the world of form and experience is not the truth of who we are. The truth of who we are is spirit. We are not human beings with consciousness. We are consciousness shaped as human beings. And so I bless our week, and I bless our spiritual community. I bless the human and divine entities that each of us is. And I speak this blessing for everyone in our community, our families, our extended community, our high deserts area, the high desert, the Apple Valley geographical area. And I simply know that right where we are, God is expressing, love is expressing, peace is expressing through and as each of us. And in this moment, I just simply accept it, and I allow this truth to resonate within each of our minds and hearts. And I release it in gratitude. And as I let it be and let it go, knowing that it is done, together we affirm this truth by saying, and so it is. And so it is. I have a backronym for us this week, which is grounded. God's reality of universal nature does everything divinely. God's reality of universal nature does everything divinely. And our affirmation for this week, once again, was, today I recognize that I am forever one with all life. Let's say that together. Today I recognize that I am forever one with all life. I just really love that from all of our sacred wisdom, we take all is one and always has been. Because, and Dr. Holmes teaches us from this that our experience here on planet Earth is perfect God, perfect human, perfect being. Right? Our 2021 global vision for Centers for Spiritual Living and the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living is timeless wisdom, where do we come from, and evolutionary vision, where are we going? And I really like that. It gives, I like structure. I like structure. Structure is good. Karen says, perfect backronym. Yeah, I'm trying to do, I love crossword puzzles and Sudoku and all that stuff, trying to keep my brain young. And certainly the work I spend, it takes me from like Wednesday to Saturday to come up with the right backronym. Because first I have to know what I'm talking about. God's reality of universal nature does everything divinely. So I want to remind you that it's a new year, and we have been... Barb says, thank you. You're welcome, Barb. Assures my soul and grounds me. Perfect. Perfect. It's a new year, and we have been in the pandemic quarantine for almost a year now. And like so many spiritual organizations, our finances depend on you, depend entirely on us. I tithe 10% of my income to the center because I believe in what we're doing at the center. I believe in our mission, which is transforming lives through the teaching of the science of mind. It's transformed my life and the life of my wife and my family, my kids, and I believe in what we do. I believe in what we teach. If you, like me, believe in what we do, then please continue to support the center financially. If you're able to, if you have not been financially impacted by the pandemic and you're able to give what you've been giving or give even more, bless you. If you're able to give less, give what you can give. And if you're not able to give it all, stick around and keep listening. Your life experience will change through the studying of this spiritual principle. You can give through the Give Plus mobile app. You can, of course, go to our website, high-desertcsl.org, and there are several places on each page where you can click on a donate button and donate. You can, of course, come by the center during office hours or mail us at the center, High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, 18575 Corwin Road, Apple Valley, California, 92307. There's our website right there, high-desertcsl. If this message is impacting you, and my daily messages are impacting you in a positive way, then please consider supporting or, contributing. And if you're already doing that, consider doing more and do what you can. I do. Our office hours for this week are, isn't that funny? This slide got moved. Our office hours for this week are Monday 9 to 1, Tuesday 9 to 4, Wednesday 9 to 12, and Thursday 10 to 3. Let's do our giving affirmation together. Divine love consecrates my gift, goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And I make a game out of it. Whenever I buy something, go to the grocery store, click on the button on, Amazon.com or whatever, I always say, I bless this gift in faith, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. We are having a Zoom fellowship right after service today, and that already went out this morning. The Zoom meeting ID 882-8585-3097 with a passcode of 1111 because we are all one. And if you have to use the telephone, you can join via 669-900-6833. And let's close by singing All Is Well and reminding ourselves that is the truth. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. I know that the infinite indwelling Spirit blesses and protects us. And I know that Spirit is kind and gracious through us and as us in every moment of every day. And I know that Spirit shines its light upon us and is our peace. And so it is. Amen. Let's sing one more time. all is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. Life is good, and so it is. Life is good, and so it is. Have a blessed week, everybody. Remember, spiritual practice, taking the time to remember who and what we are and who and what everyone else is, leads to happiness. The secret of love is in opening up your heart. Thanks again to Emily for doing that beautiful song today. Thank you for all of you who participated in service today. Remember, right after Daniel Nahmod sings God Makes Me Want to Sing, we'll be having Zoom time. So I hope to see you there. Have a great week.